Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. It's Untethered Live on a Wednesday night. I'm your host, Jake Johnson, and tonight on Untethered Live, we are going to have a night on Untethered Live. How's it going out there? How's the world treating you? What's going on in your neck of the woods? Big John Nugget is first in chat. You get the gold star Big John out there in the world to carry with you, to light your way as you go. How are you? Big John says, hello, how's it going, everybody? By the way, we're also joined by the band hammer herself. Say hello to Amanda.
Hi, Untethered Live. Good to see y'all tonight.
Yeehaw.
Get her done.
That was exciting. I said, Big John, how's the trip going? I hope you're having a great time, bro. John says, it's going all right. Even better now that I had a shower at a swimming pool. I stank real bad. I am 20 miles away from Paris. I didn't have internet for a couple of days. How are you and Amanda? And everyone else? Much love. Heart. Fantastic. Said, we are doing great. Kick back, relaxing before the show tonight, eating some spicy garlic spaghetti. It was delicious, as always. John says, that's nice. I listen to the radio with a solar power charger. Creative. I turned mine on in the house. Or in my car, driving down the road in my pickup truck.
Well,
turn on the radio and something that rhymes with truck.
he is riding like 60 miles on a bicycle.
I know. I'm teasing with him. Amanda says,
Here's your gold star nugget.
here's your gold star nugget. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. I hope you enjoy that. All right. Amy's here. She says, I'm busy at work. I'll be listening, though. Hi, y'all. Hey, Amy. How are you, sweet lady? I hope you're not working too hard out there in the real world. I know how that is. Amy says, John Nugget is back. Hey, buddy. John says, hi, darling Amy. Good to see you, heart. Linda's here. She says, hi, Nugget, Amy, Amanda, and Jake. Heart. Hi. How are you, Linda? I was thinking about you today.
Hi, Linda and Amy.
Nothing dirty. I was just thinking about you. Big John says, hi, Linda. Heart, good to see you. Aaron's here. My brother. What's happening? He says, I'm sitting in Planet Fitness parking lot.
No, he said he's sitting on Planet Fitness parking lot. I'd like to see that.
It's not hard to do. That means he's outside of the car on the ground.
Not necessarily.
If he's in the car, he's in the parking lot. If he's out of the car, he's on the parking lot. See how that works?
No.
Amy says, like, share, and invited some friends. Thank you. Sue Woods, how are you, sweet lady? She says, hello, everyone. Hi, Sue. Hi there, Susie Q.
Hi, Sue.
And what'd you do running around, Sue? How you doing? Excuse me. Oof. Hate it when that happens.
Swallow wrong?
Yeah. Aaron says, I just got done with my workout. Nice. Did you have a good one? Did you get all those muscle groups? Linda says, hi, Aaron and Sue. Amy says, hi, Aaron, Susie, and Linda. And Sue says, hi, Linda. Sue says, hi, Amy. And Aaron says, hi, Linda. And Amy hugs. And Sue says, I'm eating pasta. I ate pasta tonight too, Sue. I had spicy garlic spaghetti. I had to put the H in there because it was hot. Spaghetti. Sue says, hi, Aaron. And Aaron says, hello to Amanda and Jake, my dear friends. Thank you for making this possible, as always. It is our pleasure to do so.
Hello, Aaron.
Aaron says, hi, Sue. And Amy says, did you hear about the agnostic dyslexic insomnia? He stays up all night wondering if dog exists. Yes, I've often wondered that myself. Amy says, hi, Jake. Hi, how are you? It's a day. It's a good day. It's a tiring day. I've been up for a very long time working very hard today. And I'm glad to be home and on my butt, even if I'm in front of a microphone. It's good. It's good. Good. I wonder if it's good. It's good.
Might be good.
It's good. Amy says, hi, Amanda, and anyone else I missed.
Hi, Amy. How you doing?
Aaron says, LOL, I would introduce them to Leo. Right? Who? Who are we talking about?
The agnostic dyslexic.
Oh, I got you. Leo, introduce him because dog exists. I got it.
That would be OEL.
Yes. OEL. You'd introduce him to OEL. He's dyslexic. He reads backwards. That's why he wonders if dog exists. Sue says, runs up to hug Amanda.
Hug back, Sue. Hi.
Don't. You might freak her out. She's stoned off her tits.
I am not.
Aaron says, driving while listening. Got to drive home. Well, be safe, Aaron. We'll see you when you get there. I'll be here for at least an hour or so. Amy says, I'm on my break. Frat night. Business fraternity rush. It looks like a junior RNC convention around here. Nice. Cool. Hope they pay well. That's all that matters. Pass the buck. That rhymes with truck. Hoping to pass the buck. Oh, thank you. I forgot what I said now, but it does rhyme with truck. Sue says, my mind went to something inappropriate to rhyme with truck. So did mine, which is why I stopped short of saying it. Rich S. FSSP says, boo! John joined 50 minutes early. Yes, he did. Rich, how are you, buddy? Nice to see you. What does the FSSP stand for? Amy says, funny, Susie. And Linda says, well, I kicked myself in the ass.
Your chat jumped.
They did it?
Yes.
Oh, I see. Sorry.
8:37.
8:37. Oh, here we go. Amy says, press that like button and share. Help the show grow. Be a pro. Share the show with everyone you know. For sure. Amy says, hi, Rich. Hi, mine too, Susie. Yeah, her mind went to it. Yeah, mine did too.
Mine did too. Bunch of gutter-minded people around here.
Gutters, where it's at. Amy says, hello to all the lurkers. There might be a lurker or two in here. I don't know. I think I see all 7 of us here, but there's 7 people and 6 likes. That means somebody didn't press that like button. Come on now. Hit that like button. I know that's annoying, isn't it? Imagine having to say it every 5 nights a week.
Tap it. Just tap it with the tip.
Just touch it with the tip.
Just tap it.
Sue says, I went to watch some guys play golf today, and 2 out of 3 got stuck in the sand trap and couldn't get out. I was laughing, and they didn't think it was funny. Yeah, I bet they didn't.
That's cruel, Sue.
Were you laughing to where they could hear you? That's even worse. That's where I'd be. I'd be pointing and laughing. Rich S. says, hi, hello, hey. Is this thing on? Amy says, funny, Susie. And Linda says, well, I kicked myself in the ass. Well, how did you do that? Got out of bed and accomplished something today. Well, that's nice. I even ate something besides Slim Jims and chips. So, better today, I guess. Then why did you kick yourself in the ass?
She kicked herself in the ass to get out of bed.
Oh, to get it, I see. You kicked yourself out of bed. I got it. Usually I kick myself in the ass is like saying I did something wrong and I'm punishing myself for it. I'm like, if you got out of bed and you accomplished something and ate something, why would you kick yourself in the ass? But I get it. I see what you're saying. But I'm glad you got out of bed and got something done. Can you share some of that? I need some of that.
Me too.
Big John says, I woke up the other day in my tent, opened the tent, and nearly pooped myself. There was a cow standing, staring at me. And I didn't know I camped on a farm. Maybe you didn't. Maybe he was a journeyman cow. Maybe he was exploring the greater universe. Maybe he was an astro cow. Astro cow, astronaut. Maybe he was a cowonaut.
I could hear the wheels in your head turning, coming up with that one.
Amy says, gotta start something. Hold on. Gotta start something, Linda. Gotta start somewhere, Linda. Yep, that's right. Little steps. That's all it takes. I'm tired. I told you. I can barely see. Amy says, funny nugget. But did you pet the cow? Did you get milk?
Unless it was a bull.
Did
then
you get
you're
a
in trouble.
hamburger? Did you get thick milk?
Gross.
Moo. 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 Aaron says, 3 moments later, I'm home. That's easy enough. What do you live across the street? Amy says the cow was thinking, move over. Yeah, I bet. Big John says, I made a friend, the cow. Nice. Did you pet the cow? Did you get milk? Did you get meat? Did you get thick milk? I think we've been here before.
Deja vu.
Amy says, free fresh milk, unless it was a bull nugget. That's where the thick milk came in. Moo. 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 Linda says, I did something wrong. I did do something wrong. I spent 2 days crying and hiding in my room. You have a phone. Call. You have friends.
Yeah.
Talk you out of that. I can say something that'll make you laugh, I promise.
Usually I can too.
Big John says, Amy, that would be utterly fantastic. Nice. Amy says, hugs, Linda. Can't have the cookie lady crying. No, we cannot. And you need to remember you have friends. And I'm sorry you felt bad the past couple of days, but I'm glad you kicked yourself in the ass and got up and did something. You need that.
Remember, you have family that loves you.
That's right.
We're all family.
Amy says, chewing the cud with laughter. Moo. Melinda says, Amy, I made apple cinnamon muffins today, and the kids seem to like them. Well, that's because they're delicious. I would like some of those, too. Aaron says, you been crying, Linda? And Big John says, I don't want to put that in my tea. Nasty. No, that wouldn't. That's the kind you can't stir up. It just rises up to the top. Gross. Amy says, on a side note, dried cow patties can be used as a fire starter. Yes. Or a baseball. Once.
Or shrooms if you do it right.
Big John says, prayers for Linda. Prayers and hugs. Aaron says, and toothpaste. Ew. Moot. Aaron says, Amy. And Amy says, ew. Right?
You turning into a cow tonight, Jake?
Moot. If you're in the milking mood, yes.
Pull on your udder.
That's no moon. That's a space station. Aaron says, you the one talking about lighting cow patties? Ha ha ha. I wasn't, no. But, yeah. Rich says, you guys milk this joke for every last drop. Oh, I've got 5 more in the chamber. What does stand for, by the way? John says, Frisbee, 2, when they are hard. Yes, once. Then they shatter.
Aaron said, you the one talking about lighting cow patties.
I don't remember talking about it, but it's possible.
Amy said cow patties is a good fire starter.
I read it. I remember. And that's it. Nobody's talking. Why is nobody talking?
It's Wednesday.
Just leave it up to me to talk all the time, huh? All right. I'll see how it is.
It's hump day.
I'm thinking about doing something new on Wednesdays. You guys tell me what you think. I think I'm going to make Amanda scroll through the internet and collect a series of memes during the week and put them all in a file. And then on Wednesday nights, I'm going to go through them and review them and comment on them and see if we can't make some comedy hilarity happen. What do you think about that? And call it doom scrolling. Wednesday doom scrolling.
Wow.
What do you think?
Just volunteer me.
Yeah. You work here. That's your job. Aaron says, cinnamon muffins. Apple cinnamon muffins. Which is even better. Amy says, the cow jokes are starting to curdle. Nice. Moot.
What do you call a cow with no legs?
I don't know what.
Dragon milk. Or ground beef.
Ground beef.
What can a cow do that a woman can't do?
What?
Stand in the water to her titties and not get her ass wet.
Yeah. Are you looking up cow jokes on the internet?
No, I'm not. Those are the ones right off the top of my head.
Aaron says, that's utterly shocking. Nice. I said I had 5 more in the chamber, but I was totally bluffing.
That's all I had in the chamber.
I was hoping it would go away quietly and I wouldn't have to be funny. Big John says, you can call it anything because it can't run after you, Amanda.
Right?
Yeah, that's there's a joke in there somewhere about a guy named Bob, but I can't think of it.
Call it dinner.
Sue says, it's been raining in Vegas. That's rare. That is rare. I would like to play the lottery immediately. You don't get a lot of rain up that way, do you? Rich says, what do clouds wear under their shorts? Thunderpants. Ha ha. That would be funny if clouds wore shorts.
Why don't chickens wear pants?
Because their peckers are on their head.
Yep.
I knew that one. I was 3 once. I knew that one. I've heard that one. I wish I knew a bunch of jokes. I love people that tell jokes all the time. I can't remember a joke to save my life. I don't know why I can't. It just will not stick. I'll hear a great joke and then I'll forget it immediately. I've written them down on cards and forgot where I put the cards. It just ain't meant for me to be a comedian, I guess. I'm naturally funny, but I can't do it on purpose.
You'd forget your head if it wasn't attached.
I think you're right. I think you're right. That's just the way it goes with me. I am a forgetful bastard. That's because I got so many things going on that I can't focus on the little stuff. They call that something in the medical industry. I just don't know what it is.
That's what you got a wife for.
That's right. Amy says, what causes mad cow disease? An irritating chicken. Yes. I like it. And that's probably true. I know that aggravates me.
Oh, really? I can take a hint. I can read between the lines.
Moo.
Uh-huh.
All right, boys and girls, what y'all want to talk about? Somebody say something annoying or offensive or something. Did you guys watch the news? Did you hear that Trump is dead? I've heard it all week long. Never thought it for a second, but apparently they really wanted it to be true. They wrote stories about it. It trended for an entire day on Twitter.
All because they went 48 hours without making a press conference meeting.
Yep. He took a vacation.
Played 18 holes of golf with his granddaughter.
The world's an amazing place. And every day more stuff comes out. Like today, there was a press conference. A press conference. Yeah, I don't know if you know what it takes to put a press conference together, but it's quite an undertaking. There's a lot of people involved. You got to get the cameras set up and the little podium with all the microphones, and all of the different news anchors have to coordinate and get all their little vans out in the road with their satellite link ups and everything properly, and then everybody's got to show up, and the crowd's got to be assembled, and questions have to be asked. It's an undertaking. It's an afternoon at the very best. Anyway, they had a press conference today. Some of the victims of Jeffrey Epstein have spoken out, and they wanted to hold a press conference to tell everybody that they were going to name names. Okay? Name them. What are we doing? Does this make any sense to anybody? Is it weird to anybody but me? Why are we having a press conference to tell people that we're going to name names? Why don't you just name them? Name one. Just one. What are we doing? Are you guys are going to write a book, aren't you? TV show? Something's going on. It's fishy. It feels like an op, like a psyop. Am I wrong? Does anybody else feel that way?
I'm personally over the Epstein stuff.
Aaron says, Leo stole an oatmeal pack, LOL. Does he have hot water and a spoon? He might be dangerous if he does. Otherwise, he'll be like, yeah, that won't be very nice. Amy says people are mad at RFK because he fired 1,000 people at HHS. And they don't mention the 100,000 other employees, right? They're also mad at him because, let's see if I can remember what it was. I heard somebody talking about it today. Somebody asked questions about this Make America Healthy Again thing, and he shut them down. He didn't allow the news to ask questions, and the guy, he's a doctor, he resigned because of it. And my thought was, which news anchor was it? If it was CNN, MSNBC, or CNN or NBC, I could understand why. Because they're going to lie about everything they say. They're trying to get you. But he made it sound like they were trying to stifle speech and not talk about the things that they found and stuff like that. It's too early to tell what that story's about, but just know that there is a coordinated effort to make RFK and his endeavors look bad. Now, I don't know if they're going to be or not. That remains to be seen. I haven't seen what he's actually done yet, but they don't want him doing it, I can tell you that. And I imagine it has something to do with everybody being funded by big pharma and stuff like that. Patty's here. She says, howdy. Howdy, Patty. How are you, sweet lady?
Hi, Patty.
It's Wednesday and slow. How are you? And Sue says, a cat has a poo in my yard. A cat has been poo in my yard. That's usually where they go. I would suggest putting a kitty box out there. See if she'll use that instead. Or get baggies in one of those scooper thingies. Or get onto their cat owner and make them pick it up. Probably a better thing to do. Sue says, hi, Patty. Big John says, France had 5 people stabbed. Person unalived. 5 people. Were 5 people dead or 1 person? I don't understand that statement exactly. But that happens like every 5 minutes in Chicago.
I was just going to say, over the weekend at Chicago, there was 52 people shot.
Yeah.
And I don't remember exactly how many. 2, I think it was, that died.
There's a lot. There's a lot of dying going on.
Trump told the Senate and them that they didn't get it together, or the mayor and whoever, they didn't get it together. He was coming in and cleaning up Chicago.
Yep. I think he ought to deploy the National Guard or the Marines or somebody there. Bill Bennett, what's up, buddy? Bill says, hello, guys. And Sue says, hi, Bill. Aaron says, "Sss."
Hi, Bill.
Aaron says, sorry, that S was the dog walking on the phone. Might as well be walking on the phone. Dog. Interesting. Sue says, how? And LOL, Aaron, my bird does that too. Interesting. Sue says, hey, Patty says, hey, Sue, I am really Patty using my son Wesley's phone. Yeah, we figured that out. You're not fooling anybody. Aaron says he thinks it's funny and will use his paw to smack it over and over. You ought to get one of those apps that have the bugs that crawl up the screen. He'll really like that. You might lose your phone, but he'll love it.
You need to do that with a tablet.
Yep. Amy says, the Dems had 4 years to release the Epstein files, and now they're worried about it. I know, right? And now they're holding press conferences to tell people that they're going to name names, but they didn't name any in the press conference that they were holding and were present at. I don't know why, but that just seems weird to me and a little excessive. I think maybe Trump's right that this is a psyop. It's a hoax. It's fake news.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Well, my stance has always been you're never going to get that. If there are people involved, you will never, ever, ever hear their names. And if you do hear their names, they're almost 100% lackeys, low-level people that are expendable. You're not going to get the big players because Jeffrey Epstein is a character. Write it down that I said so. He is a face that is put in the place of the person that does that job. The evil that job has been here for thousands of years and will be here for thousands more. Go over to England, you got that Savile character. What was his name? Bill Savile, is that his name? I can't remember. But same guy. Jeffrey Epstein type, doing the same kind of stuff. It's all over the world. It always has been. And if you did know the truth, the whole house of cards would fall down because everybody's involved. It's one of those things that can't come out. I don't think you're ever going to hear the truth of it, ever. In a million years, they will never let, even if they want to, they will never let it come out. So Jeffrey Epstein will just be replaced by the next guy. 2 or 3 years, somebody else will do that job. He's just a character. He's not the be-all, end-all. He may have done wicked things. I'm not saying he didn't, but I'm saying he's not the root of the problem.
He's what do they call him, a bit player character?
No, yeah, a non-player character.
Non-player character.
John says, that one done it, gone shot him. The one done it, gone shot him. the guy that got stabbed went and shot the guy that stabbed him. Is that what you're saying? Aaron says, hi, Bill. And I sound like Stalin. I sounds like stalling. You guys are killing me tonight. What?
It sounds like stalling.
Oh, the press conference. Sounds like they're stalling. Yes. It sounds like they're building tension. You know how you drip out little things like teaser trailers for a movie. Your first one comes out 30 seconds long with no voice, just pictures, sound. Then the next one comes out and it's a minute long and it's got a scene in it, but it doesn't connect to anything. And then the next one comes out and it's 3 minutes long and there's a scene from the movie in it, but there's several different scenes tied together with action shots and a soundtrack. That's what they're doing. They're dripping it out. That to me sounds like something they made up. That is not how real news works. Jimmy Savile, thank you, John. Yeah, Jimmy Savile is the guy in England. Same guy. Jeffrey Epstein, Jimmy Savile, they do the same thing. It's just evil. They're just a character that's in the front. That's all. Aaron says, I don't know who RFK is. RFK is, I don't know who he is either.
Robert F. Kennedy.
Robert F. Kennedy Jr. That's the guy that was president back in the 60s, 50s. That's his cousin's or brother's son. Bobby Kennedy is the guy who's his dad. That's the guy that got shot at that motel room a couple of months after I guess it's his brother. But what he is a Democrat guy that got switched over to the Republican side because the Democrats kind of left him behind. So he joined with Trump, and then Trump appointed him as the health guy for America. So he's got a platform called Make America Healthy Again, where he's looking at our food and our drugs and all of that sort of thing, trying to clean that up a little bit. I haven't seen him actually do anything yet, but he's been talking about a lot of stuff.
Well, yeah, he took a bunch of stuff out of cereal, made them manufacturers take a bunch of stuff out of cereal and stuff like that.
Amy says PNC. Right on. He's a scapegoat. Right. He's a scapegoat. I don't know what PNC stands for. Big John says the one that done the stabbing got shot. Oh, okay. So 5 people got stabbed and 1 person got shot. Got it. Aaron says they tried that before in Chicago, but the people like it too much. The gang violence, right? Yeah, it's hard to clean up a town that runs off of the thing that you're trying to clean up. Debbie's here. Howdy, Debbie. Debbie says, howdy, all.
Hi, Debbie.
Yeah, RFK is the one with the crocky voice, says John. Yeah, he's the guy, if you ever see him, he's got gray hair, and he talks real funny, like he's struggling to talk, not like me. Like, I can't even mimic the sound. He sounds like that. You'd know if you heard him talk. He's the only person in the world that sounds like that. Him and a actress from the 50s. Whose name escapes me at the moment. Somebody knows it, though. Sue Wood says, I'm here, just listening. I'm here just talking, Sue, so we're perfect for each other. Aaron says, have no idea. I don't watch TV or the news. That's all right. Amy says, we need more common sense knife laws. Right. Amen. More common sense ratchet laws.
Well, knives are illegal where John's at.
Yeah, Amy said that, though. Debbie says, did anyone read about the state of Florida banning all vaccine mandates? Oh, I thought they did that 2 years ago. But congratulations, Florida. Opposites attract, Jake says Sue. Yep. Amen. Amy says, Eartha Kit. Oh, the female actress? No, it's famous girl, beautiful redheaded girl. Had a really weird voice though, really shaky voice. I can't think of her name though, but it's like Clark Gable, but for women. That famous. Debbie says RFK sounds like Froggy from the Little Rascals. Yes, like Frog from the Little Rascals. He has some kind of paralysis to his vocal cords caused by a vaccine. Ladina Simmons is here. Hello, Ladina. Ladina says, hello all. I just got home. These late night drives are rough. I hear you. I did a bunch of them in my life. Driving home at 4 o'clock in the morning after a big show, completely spent, half asleep all the way home. Oh, yeah. And half drunk. Or whatever. Debbie says, even the school mandates. Schools cannot require vaccines now in Florida. All right, Florida. Hell, I might move back to Florida. They seem to be having more sense than anybody else.
Imagine that.
Rita Hayworth, that might be it. That might be it. I'd have to go look it up. I know a lot of people mimic her, you know, the impressionists. So she's a very well-known actress. But I can't think of her name, but it might be Rita Hayworth. That's going to drive me crazy. Look up female actress with a weird voice, Amanda. Or a voice like RFK. Janis Joplin, nope, not her. She sang like that, but she didn't talk like that. I didn't like Janis Joplin. I'm just going to go on record to say that. I thought she was terrible. But the whole world disagrees with me, so what do I know? Big John says, it's 3 a.m. here. I'm an hour ahead from Britain. Wow.
Cheryl Hines?
Nope. Not that one. She had the same disease that RFK has, or same problem.
Jennifer Tilly?
No. Further back, from the 50s, 40s, 50s, whatever. Kathleen Turner? Nope, not her. Aaron says, at RFK. Oh, I know him now. I know who RFK now is, says Aaron. Thanks. All right, you got it. He's a politician. Patty says, Katharine Hepburn. Katharine Hepburn, that's her. Thank you, Patty. Katharine Hepburn, that's the one. I don't know why that left my mind. I guess I'm getting old. Anne Margaret? No. She the only thing wrong with her voice is she made out with Elvis too much. Debbie says the one that played Catwoman, Eartha Kitt. No, not her. I know who you're talking about though. She did have a strange voice. But I'm talking about Katharine Hepburn. Linda Davis got it too. Thank you, Linda. And thank you, Patty. For some reason, things like that just slip my mind when I need to have them. I know them. I just can't call it up. Like blocked by a bunch of other junk laying in the hallway. Ladina says, I was not a fan of Janis Joplin either. Right on. Michelle Pfeiffer. Meow. No, wrong Catwoman. You'd have to go back 25 years. She was a good Catwoman. Meow. You know what I'm saying?
Calm down, Jake. Calm down. No, get wild. Go ahead. Get wild.
You just calm your little ass down. Or Halle Berry. Yeah, Halle Berry, Catwoman. Anne Hathaway. Yeah, none of those. I wouldn't even call what Anne Hathaway did Catwoman-like. I was kind of embarrassed to watch this. She's rail thin. Not a Catwoman. Wrong person for that job. There's a new one, too. Lenny Kravitz's daughter. I think. Or sister. Or wife. Related to Lenny Kravitz in some kind of way. Oh, the old Catwoman. Yeah, the old one. Yeah, us old people. The black and white Catwoman. The one that actually purred, talked like a cat. Although, since we're talking about Catwomen, there was a meow type of Catwoman back then, too, that she took her place. What was her name? Julie Newmar? Julie Newmar. Good gracious. I think it's Newmar, isn't that right?
Julie Newman?
Julie Newmar.
I
I
don't know.
think that's who it is. Just type in Catwoman. It's one of her names. Susan says, a fly just bit my ankle. A fly? I didn't know flies bit. Was it a horse fly? Soph Allen says, hey guys. Hey, Soph. Linda Davis says, I love Pink's version of Bobby McGee. Really? I haven't heard Pink's version of Bobby McGee. I have to check that out. I like that song. I like Chris Christopherson's version of it.
Lee Merriweather?
No, not Lee Merriweather. It's Julie Newmar. She only played it for one season. And then she got replaced by that weird black chick.
Yes.
Eartha something or other.
Eartha Kitt.
The girl that talks like meow.
Yep. It was Julie Newmar, Eartha Kitt, Lee Merriweather.
Yep.
Michelle Pfeiffer, Halle Berry, Anne Hathaway, and Zoe Kravitz.
Zoe Kravitz. That's the last one. Yep. Ladina says Zoe Kravitz. That's the one. Soph says pink and purple, Aaron. Amy says happy hump day, camel. Y'all, hump someone you love. Definitely. Or a stranger. Oh, Aaron says, Soph, what's your favorite color? And Soph says pink and purple. That makes more sense now. I missed the first one. That's two colors, though. He did ask for a specific. Ladina says Zoe Kravitz. That's the one. Debbie says, when flies bite, it means a storm is coming. Really? I did not know that. I thought it meant they were hungry.
Logical.
Aaron says, together or separate? Right, because that would be fuchsia. Sue says, I would believe it with the weather lately, Debbie. Right on. And Soph says, I love pink and purple. So you're just not settled. You're not going to settle. You're just going to have two colors, and that's your favorite color. Got it. Sue says, if it's hump day, I need to take the cans to the curb. Well, I mean, if you're that horny, but you could wait and do it in the house. Oh, well, you're talking about trash day. My bad. Forget everything I said before that. Aaron says, why do you like them, Soph? That's a good question. Big John says, watch out. Might turn into the fly woman like Goldblum, Jeff Goldblum. I don't think he got bit. I think he got transported with a fly in the pod, and they merged their DNA together, which is why he turned in. But I guess he could have bitten him. I think you're thinking about Spider-Man. That's a bite from an insect that transforms the bitey. Debbie says, Tu Wong Fu. Thanks for everything, Julie Newmar. Swayze and drag, LOL. Right? I forgot about that. I deleted it.
Hilarious movie.
Horrible movie.
Hilarious.
That's probably, that and the birdcage is probably why we have the situation we have today. They took it seriously. Soph says, because I got pink and purple in my hair right now. Okay. Why did you do a thing like that? Lady B says, hey, Jake and Amanda.
Hi, lady.
Hi, lady. Hi. I wish I could sing. Why, lady, why? I can't sing anymore. I used to sing that song. Ladina says, that is what I was thinking too, Debbie. Amy says, I'm a janitor. Every day is trash day. Or mop day. Why set your sights so low? You could be like the Toxic Avenger. You ever thought about wearing a tutu to work? Did you know you had a superhero that was a janitor? So Fallon says, what's your favorite color, guys? Mine is obvious. Black. Aaron says, can you tell Jake your favorite color, Soph? Aaron says, LOL, Jake said that lady has no ass. Ha ha ha. Huh? Did I? I don't think I did. Which one? Which one are we talking about? What lady? Oh, I do remember. I was talking about Anne Hathaway. Rail thin. Yes, no ass. You read between the lines and I forgot that I drew a line. Linda says, hi, Lady B. Big John says, I had a bit of bad news the other day. My stepdad passed away, but I carry on with my trip. I'm sorry to hear that, John. God bless your stepdad. How are you holding up? Are you okay? Lady B says, hey, sweetheart, Linda. I love you, sis. Smiley face and dead smiley face. Debbie says, I really do not have a favorite color. But when asked, I always answer black because it encompasses all colors. I kind of feel the same way, Debbie. I have a couple of favorite colors. Black is prominent, but I also like charcoal. I like deep, deep purple that's almost black. I like the color blue that's behind me. And that's pretty much it.
Your maroon.
I like maroon.
Your blood red.
Oxblood. Oxblood's my favorite color if I had to pick one. Aaron says, Soph never talks to Jake. I know.
My favorite color is purple.
And Soph says, I'm so sorry to hear that, John. I am praying for you, and that's so sad. And Soph says, let's pray for John because his stepdad passed away. I'm so sorry, John. We did. Aaron says, dang, brother. John, I'm sorry. Yeah, that sucks, man. I hate to hear that. I'd hate that to happen to you while you're on your trip. That's a bad time for something like that to happen. Stay strong. And if you need to talk, you got my email address. Ladina says, sorry for your loss, John. God bless. And Aaron says, Soph, can you pray with Jake? Lady B says, not that it matters, but I love hot pink during hot weather and brown in autumn and cold weather. Well, it does matter. Why would you think it didn't matter? John says, thank you. I will carry on in his name. I know that's what he would have wanted. Yes, it is. And Soph says, yes, I can pray, Aaron. And Linda says, my favorite colors are yellow and green. Well, that's unusual. I've never heard anybody say their favorite color was yellow before. That's interesting. I like yellow, but it has to be a certain kind of yellow. I don't just like any yellow. It has to be very vibrant, almost neon. Debbie says, I have a theory that all male fashion designers are gay because they make fashion for a body type of a 12-year-old boy. Haha. You might be right. Most probably because if you're a real guy, you don't pay any attention to fashion whatsoever. A guy. I have never once thought about what I was wearing. Unless it was like for a photo shoot or something that's very uppity and fashiony like, then I'd think about it. But in my everyday life, never once Have I even thought about if I'm matched? I don't care. If it's a shirt, I'll wear it. Ladina says, navy blue and maroon are my faves. I love oxblood, which is deeper than maroon, but basically maroon. That's got to be my favorite color. That's a sweet sentiment, Soph, but God doesn't pray. Dear God, please pray for John. His stepdad passed away. I pray for healing for John in Jesus' name. I pray that you can have your hands touching him and taking care of him in Jesus' name. Amen. I agree with that, and thank you. That was very sweet, Soph. Aaron says no. I said, can you pray with Jake? Soph. Lady B says, lemon yellow looks so good on a dark complexion, folks. Yes. Also, and interestingly enough, certain browns and certain oranges look good on me, which is weird because I don't like either one of those colors.
Most people with dark complexion look good in neon colors or bright colors.
Sue says, my cans are ready for trash day tomorrow. Right on. And Soph says, yeah, Aaron, I know what you mean. How are you, Aaron? And Sue says, I like pink and aqua together. Pink and aqua together. I'm trying to picture that. It's got those are very similar colors in my mind.
Pink or aqua is more of a bluish green.
Yeah, I know,
like
but if
teal.
you put them together with pink, it like confuses the mind because it's such they have the same kind of I don't know how to describe it. They're different colors, obviously, but they have the same intensity. So it's like looking at red and green together. If that makes any sense. And Linda says, I must be unique. You are unique. And there's nothing wrong with that. I just have never heard anybody say they like yellow before as their favorite color. Aaron says, That's Soph. I think Jake is right. I usually am. I thought I was wrong once, but I was mistaken. Oh, Lord, it's hard to be humble when you're perfect in every way. Big John says, bless you, Soph, and thank you, everyone. Heart, heart, and heart, heart. And Debbie says, I like whatever color is on sale when it comes to clothes. Amen, sister. I'm with you there. $10 pants all the way. Don't care what they are. Aaron says, Amy is a good-looking janitor. Right on. And Lady B says, you are unique, Linda. I love it. Aaron says, I agree with you, Jake Hathaway, and people swear she's hot. I don't see it. I think she's pretty. I don't think she's unattractive. She's just not what I would consider hot. Not in the world with the curves that exist today. Amy says, yellow and black are my favorite colors. Like a rattlesnake or a bumblebee. Not a rattlesnake, the other kind of snake. You know the one. The one that's in that rhyme. You know, red and yellow kill a fella, yellow and black venom lack. Or it's the other way around. And that's not the thing you want to be thinking when you have a snake on your ankle.
Red on yellow, kill a fella. Red on black, a friend of Jack.
See what I'm saying? It's confusing.
That's how I learned it.
Soph says, how you feeling? Are you okay, John? Amy says, yellow and black. I read that one. Ladina says, I hate pink. I don't hate it, but it is not the first thing I reach for when I look for something to wear. Big John says, I had so many croissants, fresh, warm with butter. Wow. like real ones, like you're in France. So you have to say croissant. Nice. Lady B says Anne Hathaway is AM. AM? A man? I mostly. Another money grabber? What does AM stand for? Aaron says, Amy, you play that song Black and Yellow. And then what's AM? Armed menace?
Morning.
Awake momentarily? Lady B says, is an excellent singer and she is very intelligent. I bet she is. Aaron says, what do you sing, B? What do you sing, Lady B? Sue says, woohoo, I got a package coming. Nice. What's in the package? What's in the box? What's in the box? And Linda says, Aaron, isn't it Blue on Black? The song. Yep. Blue on black. Tears on a river, red tail lights. Something, something, something. Yep. That's the one. Lady B says, try again. Anne Hathaway is a good singer and very intelligent. AM is morning. Ah. Which means anti-meridian. I don't remember what the A stands for. I made that up. The M is meridian, though. Anno meridian? Like Anno Domini? AD? Nope, that ain't it. What does AM stand for? Something meridian. PM is post meridian. So what is opposite of post? Maybe it is anti. I can't remember. AM was a typo. I know. I was teasing you. Aaron says, I saw a lady rock a plaid miniskirt and brown hippie boots. I was like, whoa. It was a breath of fresh air and stunning. That's fantastic. You mean today, like recently? Because they hadn't dressed like that since the 80s, as far as I know. That is a breath of fresh air.
Anti-meridian.
Anti-meridian. I was right. Anti-meridian. There you go. How many of you knew that?
I always thought it was after midnight.
Mm-mm. I mean, it is, but after midnight. Almost morning. That's what AM stands for.
I mean, that's better than believing that chocolate milk came from brown cows. I mean, I'm just saying.
And PM is past morning.
I mean, I just always heard it as after midnight.
And Aaron says, no, Linda, it's black and yellow. Black and yellow. It's a different song. I haven't heard that one either. Aaron says, Lady B, she still got no ass. Ha ha ha. Yeah, she is very skinny. Amy says, Amy is a pretty janitor? Yeah, Aaron. I clean up well. I know you do. And Jake, AM was a typo. I know, I was joking with you.
Did you catch Aaron's statement at 9:28?
What was it?
About Lady Rock?
Seems like I did.
Okay. Must have been I was looking up the AM thing. I didn't miss it.
Yeah.
Okay.
About the plaid miniskirt?
Yeah.
Why didn't you just say that?
Well, of course you remembered it then.
Yeah. Aaron says, LOL, I was hoping you would catch the joke. I guess I didn't. Plaid miniskirt and knee-high boots.
No, Amy. Probably what Amy is pretty
Oh,
janitor.
or the black and yellow thing.
I don't know. Probably the Amy janitor.
You guys are confusing me. I'm too tired to put two and two together. Two of them is four of them, damn it.
Always.
Aaron says, Amy, you want to hold my broom?
Oh, wow.
That was Ford. Shit's getting deep. Roll my bootlegs up. Bootleg pants, not bootlegs.
Damn it, man.
Well, I met a divorcee down in New York City. She asked me to go upstairs for a ride. The lady said she'd cover me up with roses. Well, she blew my nose and then she went and blew my mind. And my bank account.
Did
That's
not.
a good song. That's a good song, everybody. I can sing anything this low. I can't sing anything good anymore. Does your broom have bristles on it?
TMI.
A lady B says, Miss Kevin, he is nice. I miss Kevin too. He'll be here probably Friday. He might be here now, lurking in the background. Leaking in the background. Aaron says, red touch yellow, you're dead, fellow. Red touch black, you're okay, Jack. Yeah, that's not what I want to be thinking about when I'm about to be bitten by a snake.
But that's the first thing that runs through your head when you see one of them snakes.
Yeah. Red and yellow kill a fellow. Yellow and black venom black. That's what I remember. But then I always think, is that it or is it the other way around? And then it's too late. I'm bitten. So when I see a snake, I just call 911. Help, I've been bit. How long ago? Well, it hadn't happened yet, but trust me, I've been bit.
And here I am. I see a snake. I try to take pictures.
This woman is weird. She likes spiders and snakes. And that's why I have a pistol. Aaron says, in Florida, the deadly ones are rare. And if you find one, they give you money. Well, I used to see them all the time when I was a kid. That was a while ago, though.
I want to go python hunting.
Yeah, they give you $100 for catching a python.
It's $150 for anything over 8 foot, and then $50 for each additional foot over 8 foot.
I'm telling you, if you got nothing else to do and ain't scared of snakes or anything else that lives in the swamp, that's a good little job right there, a little side hustle. You can make you a flat $1,000 on a weekend if you spend some time in the Everglades. Big John says, I'm getting scared now. I'm out side vipers. I'm getting scared now. I'm out side vipers.
Sidewinding vipers?
Are you talking about asps? Are you in asp country? Yeah. Make sure you put your tent where there's light. They don't like light. Ladina says, Amy is beautiful. Yes, she is. All you ladies are beautiful. Debbie says, we have pews for snakes. The only ones we let live are the black ones. Amen. I am a equal opportunity life person. I think you have as much right to live as I do. I have animals out in the yard. They just come and go, and that's fine. I cross the line when you come in my house. If you come in my house, you are dead. I don't care who you are. I don't like critters. You can live all you want outside. You come in my house, I'm going to shoot you. Aaron says, we had those in the desert. They used to get in the tanks. Ooh, scary. Or in your boots, yeah. Lady B says, y'all ever been magnet fishing? No, but I have watched people do it, and it is interesting the stuff they find. That's where you stand over a body of water with a big earth magnet and just drop it in the water and see what you can pull out. Drag it across the bottom, and you find all kinds of things, old weapons, dead bodies, you name it, they found it. I don't know how they find a dead body with a magnet unless it had a belt buckle on or something, but they found all kinds of things. Patty says, did anyone read where a little girl brought a snake home in a potted plant? It was a cottonmouth. Got all the way home, and then it bit her on the finger. Oh, no. Thank God she made it home. That's terrible. Did she survive? Because little babies or little kids can die from a snake bite. It's not as likely for a big full-grown man. He'll get really sick and might die. But a little kid usually will die if they don't get some antivenom. Big John says, I was joking. I'm not scared of snakes. I had a 9-foot python. I'm not scared of snakes either, but if it's me or him, it's going to be him. Lady B says, it is, Jake. Aaron says, Patty, did she live? Right. Lady B, Linda says, Lady B, I watched some videos of people doing that, and that's something I would like to do. Me too. That and doing the thing on the beach with the metal detector. I think that'd be interesting too. And Lady B says, me too, Linda. Oh, she did live. That's good, Patty. Yeah, that's a terrifying thing to have your child bitten by a snake. I imagine her parents were freaking out. Lady B says, it was so interesting. I agree, Linda. SI is a typo. Oops, I got that part. Aaron says, Linda, what's next in the baking list? What are you baking next? We want to know. We're going to start making orders.
Right.
Put together a menu. You guys never did tell me what you thought about the meme thing. Y'all want to see me react to some memes on a Wednesday? I think I can make it funny.
I think it'd be fun.
Debbie says, one of the stupidest things my husband would do is he would go noodling, where you catch a fish with your bare hands, reach into the rocks, and grab them out of the water. Very stupid. Yes. The way you do that is there's a certain type of fish that lives in a certain place that digs a hole and then backs into the hole and rests there or lays their eggs there or something in there, in a hole. So essentially, you're putting your arm in a hole underwater, hoping that there's a fish in that hole that you can then grab by the tongue and pull it out, or however that works.
Yeah, it's catfish.
I'm sorry. I don't stick my hand in holes on the ground. I'm not doing it underwater. There might be a octopus in there or something. That sounds retarded. Linda says, I don't know, Aaron. I'm just pushing myself to get out of bed and try to be productive, right? Well, you keep doing that because you are productive and the world needs you. Your kids need you and we need you. So you get out of bed and you take a deep breath and stretch, drink you some coffee and say, I'm going to take this day by the horns and make it do my will. This is my day today. That's what you do. Ladina says, I love spiders. I don't mind snakes as long as I know they're not poisonous, but I don't know which ones are. Well, that's easy. If they got a flat nose, they're poisonous. If they got a pointy nose, they're fine.
If their head's shaped like a diamond, chances are they're poisonous.
Yeah, but it has a flat nose. Aaron says, ha ha. I have seen people do that for catfish, and I'm like, if you get stung, to the ER. Right? Yeah, I'm not sticking my hand in a hole. That just don't seem like good common sense to me.
To pull out a 20-pound catfish.
I don't need a 20-pound catfish. That's just bragging rights anyway. You can't eat that thing. I don't think they eat them anyway. I think they throw them back.
Mm-hmm.
That don't seem like smart to me.
Ow, coffee's hot.
Lady B says, Debbie, your husband sounds adventurous. Riverbanks, says Big John. Right on. Aaron says, Linda, some days me too. I don't like spiders. I'm a man and all, but I will come straight out of my skin if a spider gets on me. I don't mind the little ones. You know the ones I'm talking about. The
big pretty one I took a picture of the other day that was on your desk?
No. If I'd have saw that, if he'd have been here while I was here, I would have destroyed the room trying to get out of it. Probably broke my leg, too.
I even left him sitting on your desk for a while. I was going to let you put him out.
Now, you're going to learn a lesson real fast if I come home and there's a spider in a cage on my desk. Aaron says, oh, I read that one. Rachel's here. Hey, Rachel. How are you doing, lovely?
Hi, Rachel, hon.
Lady B says, Linda, how could we exchange numbers? I can definitely relate, and we need some motivation at times. Linda, Lady B, Linda. You could put your email address in the chat, and she could email you. Or if you don't want to do that, you can email it to me, and I'll email it to her. Or vice versa. And Debbie says, yes, Amanda. Jake's chat's going to jump.
No.
Yeah, I got it. Yes, Amanda. He would catch catfish that way, and they were good to eat. I guess you can't eat them. After you let them swim in a tank of clean water to get that dirt taste out, and the water would be muddy after. Yeah, that's why they don't eat them, because they're muddy. Mudfish. Mud digger. Aaron says, I do it in the Everglades. You go, boy. That sounds like fun and a little dangerous. And get mosquito bites on your butt. And I have pictures of the gators and big snakes. I'll send them. Cool. Oh, you do what in the Everglades?
Noodling.
Oh, noodling. See, I was thinking noodling. Lady B says, hey, Rachel, hugs, dear. And Aaron says, Rachel, you made it. I'm proud to see you. Ladina says, I have to drag myself and my dog out of the car. I'm too tired to move. We are just here listening in the car. I hear you. I'm having that trouble too, having to find motivation, force myself to put one foot in front of the other and keep going. Because we're getting old, and getting old don't come with batteries. Rachel says, hi, lady. And Aaron, forcing myself. You're doing the right thing. That's what we're talking about. Put one foot in front of the other and keep moving. Never mind the mule, just load the wagon. That's right. Debbie says, we ate them, and we would have catfish fries. We used to have those when I was a kid. They caught them with fishing poles, but every now and then we'd get one to have that muddy taste. Just real gamey taste and not good to eat at all. But most catfish are delicious. That's like the pork of the lake. Like a big lake pig. Delicious. Aaron says, LOL, Black Snake goes to Debbie's house. Like we're good over here. Black Snake moan.
Good movie.
Lady B says, Ladina, I understand. Ladina says, memes would be fun. Thank you, Ladina, for answering my question. Rachel says, Debbie, ew, let them live. Aaron says, good, Rachel. That's all I ask, is that you do the best you can. Debbie says, catfish is good. You just have to let them swim in clean water before killing them, right? I didn't know that. I thought they were just either bad or they were good. That makes sense, though, because they get all that liquid out of them. Aaron says, send Debbie a flag. Black snakes matter.
Aaron being dirty.
Especially the one-eyed ones, huh? The old one-eyed tube snake from Lakeland, Florida. Rachel says, Debbie? Oh, sorry. I thought you meant you ate a python. Oh, no. Catfish. Rachel says, I would die if I came near an alligator or a crocodile. I'm deathly afraid of them. They are fear-worthy. Alligators, not so much. Once you get used to an alligator, they're just like dogs with sharp teeth. They usually won't bother you, and as long as you're not bothering them, and some of them will even let you pet them. You just got to know how to talk to them. You got to have a Cajun accent, but if you have that, you can talk right to them. They'll come to you and everything. Play fetch, roll over. I had one sleep on my couch every now and then. It's quite nice. Once in a while, he'd drive my truck into town and get me some drinks. But a crocodile, that is a man-eating dinosaur. Believe that. You see a crocodile, run. And Rachel says, in case y'all were wondering, of course we're wondering. We want to know. We're inquiring minds. Big John says, I'm going to say goodnight, everyone. I have to save this battery. I got to be up in 2 hours. I love you all. I'll be thinking about you all. Heart, heart, and heart, heart. John, good night and safe journey, my friend. We'll be thinking about you, too. Have fun, take pictures, and be safe. We love you. Good night.
Night, John. Be safe.
And Linda says, did my email address post? I haven't seen it yet.
No, Linda, it didn't. You have to post the beginning of it and then separate the email part.
Yeah.
You have to separate the at Gmail or whatever it is.
Yeah, just write the word at, A-T, and then we'll be able to put it together. And Debbie says, well, Rachel, I have ate snake before at a cookout. I'm not sure what kind it was. I'm Southern, not backwoods, and there is a difference. Right.
Probably rattlesnake.
It's probably rattlesnake. That's usually the kind they cook. Although you can eat quite a few different snakes. But for some reason, rattlesnake is the one. Aaron says, Rachel, I hunt them once a year. You hunt pythons once a year. Got it. Aaron says, meme vote? Yes. Thank you, Aaron. I'll do that. Lady B says, Debbie, the 21st, we have a fish fry from Swamp John's that benefits one of our local volunteer fire departments. We make homemade desserts, 3 large pieces of fish, 2 sides, hush puppies, and a drink for $16. That sounds good. Black motorcycles matter, says Lady B. Yes, they do. I got a black motorcycle. Aaron says, I love them. Me too. Lady B says, Aaron, smiley, smiley. And Debbie says, I'm all for Naked Jake meme Wednesday. I can dig it. I don't know if I could get away with it, but I could dig it. Rachel says, Debbie, ha ha. There. No, that's my email address. Aaron says, Revit and all white riding suit. I don't know about all that. I vote for black everything. Amy says, I don't have a run fast. I don't have to run fast. I just have to run faster than the other person. Right. When you're dealing with a crocodile, you just have to outrun your buddy. That's it. And Rachel says, Aaron, let them live. You don't need to kill them. And Amy says, here's Jake's email address if you want to do the swap that way. And Patty says, good night, John. And Linda says, thank you all, but I can't even think, let alone talk right now. And there it is. Linda.davis67@gmail.com. All right, Lady B. Just put 2 and 2 together and you got it. And Linda, we are here for you, sweetheart. Amy says, I'm at a place in work where I can comment a little bit. Nice. Comment ahead on. And I haven't been ignoring y'all. I'm at work. That's quite understandable. And Lady B says, Aaron Evil Knievel's outfit. There you go. That's white with the blue stars, like the rebel flag, but in blue. I miss that guy. That guy was a baller. He took a bike that was not designed for speed or for jumping and made a living jumping it.
Broke every bone in his body in the process.
Several times, yes. And the funniest part about that is if he'd have just went with a bike that was made for that, he could have done it without breaking every bone in his body. But he was like, nope, I'm good. I'm going to ride a Harley-Davidson street bike and jump the Taj Mahal with it. And some alligators. Screw it. Put 60 buses. He didn't even know if it would go that far. True story. He committed to the jump when they thought about it. Somebody in his team said, hey, I got an idea. Why don't we jump like, 60 buses? And he's like, set it up. And they did. And the manager of the place that they set it up at did not know they were going to do it because they didn't ask anybody. They just set it up in the parking lot of this big motel in Vegas. I think it was Vegas. It might have been L.A., but I think it was Vegas. Big motel. And they set it up in the parking lot. And nobody could get to the motel because of all the stuff there. And helicopters and TV cameras. He was so famous that he just said he was going to do it, and it got done. And nobody at the hotel knew it was going to happen. But what are they going to do? Say no? It's Evil Knievel. All of the business is going to that hotel. So, yeah, let's do it. And he didn't even know if the bike could go that far. And he did it on national television. First try. When I say he did it, I mean he made it across the 60 buses. But on the other side, he landed on his head and tumbled for quite a while. They thought he was dead, but he didn't die. That was an amazing thing. I saw that when I was a kid. He was all the rage, Evil Knievel.
That man didn't have a lick of sense.
Aaron says, more like Tron. All right. More like Tron. I got a picture to show you then. Lady B says, got it, Linda. Aaron says, Rachel, there are too many of them, and they are killing everything. Yeah, pythons are a non-natural invasive species that have been let loose in the Everglades, and all of the natural animals there are being murdered because there's no predator for the python. They're not supposed to be there. And because they're there, there's no predator. They just run wild, which is why they hunt them.
They're even killing the alligators.
So they really don't need to live.
And eating all the alligator eggs.
Because pythons grow to their environment. They don't ever stop growing. Which means if you leave it alone long enough, it'll be 20 feet long. You don't need a 20-foot long snake anywhere where people are. Lady B says, I'm just glad I was. Haven't been booted that way. That was a first experience. I haven't been booted. That was a first experience. All right, I got it. I'm just glad I was, period. Haven't been booted, period. That was a first experience, period. What are we talking about? The last thing you said was Evil Knievel outfit. I don't know what we're talking about, Lady B. Aaron says, no gator and python hunt, Amanda. There it is. Amy says, there's the email address. I guess moderators can put email addresses, but regular folks can't.
Yes, we can.
Aaron says, nobody booting you. Nobody's booting you, that's for sure. Amy says, super chat, super stickers are available. Cash App and PayPal are options as well. Thank you, Amy. I appreciate that. Yes, if you feel like you can do that by hitting a super chat or Cash App, $ Jake Johnson Band. Thank you very much.
I feel like the first one.
First one, what?
The first thing you hit.
Now I lay me down to sleep. Pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I die before I wake, VJ, my best friend, right through it all, VJ. If I die before I wake, VJ.
That better?
Well, yeah, but you didn't have to play it that long.
Aaron says, Superman. Amy says, posted Linda's email and my wrench and JTAG disappeared. Nope, you still have it. I'm looking at it. Try refreshing. For that comment only. Oh, let me go back and look. Nope, it shows up on my end for that comment. I think it's just a glitch. And Lady B says, no retype. No retype. Retype. Retype it. Rachel says, good night. Rachel, you can stay a little bit longer. We're just about to get naked. I mean, crazy. Good night. Aaron says, catfish have a mud vein. You got to cut it out. Interesting. I didn't know that either. I don't know a lot about fishing. Isn't that weird? A thing I don't know anything about? Amy says, some catfish have rocks in their heads. You can hear it rattling in their heads when you catch them. I really didn't know that. That's weird.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I know that some catfish have whiskers that if they sting you with it, you're going to have a problem for a few weeks. I know that. Get infected and all kinds of stuff. Aaron says, good night, Rachel. Thank you for coming.
Not Rachel.
And Lady B says, days ago, I got kicked out of a chat. And yes, they did. I'm glad I didn't get booted. I couldn't even type. It's all good. I'm sorry, Lady B. I don't know what's causing that. It's nothing we're doing, I promise. Linda says, I guess you can't post email addresses. I'm a mod, and I couldn't post it. Yeah, Linda has a mod and a JTAG, and I don't know why she couldn't post it. Amy posted it. That's weird. I think you're supposed to be able to post them.
Yeah, only if you're a mod, though, but Linda's a mod, so she should have been able to post it.
Yes. I guess I'm going to have to look into it and see what the heck is going on with this chat room.
Might be something YouTube's doing, too.
Might be. Lady B says, Linda, I sent you an email, sweetheart. And Amy says, feed Tribble. That dog don't need no feeding.
Sure enough, don't.
She's fat enough.
And gotta have it some of everything you got.
She likes honey buns and cookies and Mountain Dew.
And tea.
And tea.
And spaghetti.
And spaghetti.
I surprised Jake tonight with spaghetti, but little did he know it had a little spice to it. He starts eating it, and he's like, "Did you do something different to this?" I'm like, "Yeah. Why, you like it?" He's like, "Yeah, it's spicy. It's good." I had some spicy garlic. Spiced up his spaghetti for him tonight and surprised him.
It was good. As soon as I bit it, I could taste like banana peppers in my mind. I was like, that would be really good. And then it started burning my tongue. I was like, hey, I was just thinking about banana peppers, and here they are, burning me. But it was spicy garlic. Aaron says, Linda, it posted. And Aaron says, lady, you got booted for what and by whom? I think it was, I don't know if it was this chat or not, but it was a few days ago, she said. Her computer wouldn't type and she got booted out. Might have been lost internet connection, I don't know. Lady B says, Google is checking for me. No biggie. Oh, I see what you're talking about. She's talking about when she was trying to get her JTAG, I think. I hope they hurry up and solve that problem for you, Lady B. It didn't take Amanda but 24 hours. Aaron says, Jake, if I black everything, they can't see me. That's true. That is true. And if you're riding alone especially, that is not a good position to be in. I'm all for putting lights all over the bike so you stand out like a UFO. And Linda says, I will look for it, Lady B, but don't be offended if I don't call right away. I am really not doing well with this right now, and I really can't talk about it. Understood. Lady B says, I understand, Linda. Aaron says, Jake, not Jake, stupid phone. I've been called worse. Do you know, I did a show one time. When I first moved to Greenville, it was about a year in. We'd been playing around the area for a while. And I booked this really big club uptown called, what was it called? The Attic. It was called The Attic. It's a big, famous place where all the big people go. And I booked this show. Now, I'm a local band, and we've been making waves, and people are, digging us and all that. Usually get about 100 people to a show at that time. I look out, and the audience is like 500 people in the place is just as packed as it can be. I'm like, what's going on? This is kind of crazy. And so I walked around to the front, and I walked in the front doors and was just kind of milling around and talking to people. And come to find out, everybody there thought Jack Johnson was playing. I said, well, no, it's Jake Johnson. And Jack Johnson was a really popular guy back in the early 2000s, kind of like a surfer type, modern day music kind of guy, like Edwin McCain or somebody like that. Anyway, everybody thought Jack Johnson was playing that night, so I got a big crowd, but they were disappointed. So the first thing I said is, I am Jack Johnson, I just haven't put my makeup on tonight. And I felt like doing something different. They didn't like that either, but I got their money, that's all that matters. The moral of this story is, sometimes you get mistaken for somebody famous, and it works to your benefit. Fab Daddy, what's up, buddy? He says, happy hump day. Camel. He says, happy humpiest day of the week there is.
Maybe.
I think you'll find Saturday humpier by fault than Wednesday. It does have the most amount of useless letters, though. Lady B says, Linda, I am here patiently and unconditionally. Nice. Thank you, Lady B. Amy says, prayers, Linda. Thank you, Amy. And obviously, you can reach out anytime to us. You know that. And if you need me to, we'll reach out to you. Amy says, hi, Fab. Fab Daddy says, Amy. Ma'am. Amy says, Fab Daddy was accused of being a troll on another live stream.
He is a troll.
We watched together. I told everyone he wasn't. Well, Fab Daddy does have a trolly disposition, but he's not a troll. Patty says, that's funny, Amy. Fab Daddy says, but I am a troll. Okay. And Patty says, blah. Aaron says, no, Fab, you're family.
Except for on Saturdays. We don't claim him on Saturdays.
Lady B says, hey, Fab. Fab says, I like putting on the trolling motor and waiting to see what bites. You know that works better if you use a fishing pole. Kind of scare all the fish away with a trolling motor. Aaron says, well, mostly. Mostly not a troll. Amy says, praying for Linda. Amen. And Fab Daddy says, hey there, Lady B. Lady B says, how is Fab doing? I guess he's doing all right. Fab says, I'll be okay. I can tell the days are getting shorter, and I like it. Me too. It's getting cooler.
Yes, cool.
Amy says, lucky for you. That's what I like. Lady B says, me too, Fab. Am I ready for my first chili bump? My first chill bump. I'm ready for my first chill bump. Got it. Fab Daddy says, harvest time, just a month away. Have you reaped anything? Or sown anything? Aaron says, what do you harvest? Fab Daddy says, food and herbs. Aaron says, that's cool. Lady B says, autumn cool, motorcycle riding weather. I agree. That or dead summer, hot as it can be. And Fab Daddy says, smoked herbs are my cup of tea. How do you drink smoked herbs?
He might have the little smoker dome thingy. You put the herbs in and light the applewood, whatever it is, and then close the dome and let it smoke, and then put it in your tea.
Your cup of tea is a bong. Bong.
I mean, yeah, that would work too.
Aaron says, Lady B, you did say I could sit on the bike. That might be trouble. Patty says, I like gummies.
Ooh, Miss Patty. You go, girl.
I tried one little tiny piece of a gummy one time, and I laid in my bed until daylight, thinking very loudly with my eyes closed. I didn't like it. Lady B says, Aaron, smiley, 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 smiley. Amy says, that was a Bruno Mars reference. Got it. Lady B says, Aaron, I thought you had one. I did too for some reason. Fab Daddy says, very carefully. Smoked herbs, you drink it very carefully, huh? Aaron says, had one.
Operative word.
Well, I had one too, and I still have it. Fab Daddy says, my last girlfriend made me like Jack Johnson. Yeah, there was something about that guy. He moved his foot weird. I didn't like him. Mostly because he took credit for my work. Lady B says, work and save. You'll have another one soon. Right on. If you go for a Honda or Yamaha, you can get it for way less. I could have 4 motorcycles for the price I paid for my Harley. It was not a smart buy. The only reason I bought it was because it's American made, and no matter where I'm at in the United States, I can go get a part for it, albeit paying 3 times what it's worth. And Lady B says, Jake, are we still planning a meeting with everyone? Yeah, I'm working on the logistics of that. It's not an easy thing to do. It's not just as simple as saying, yeah, we're all going to meet up. It has to be planned out. So I'm planning on it. But first, I got to raise some funds to be able to pay for everything. But yes, probably sometime next year we'll do it. Aaron says, nah. And Debbie says, careful, Aaron, or Lady B might want you to sit on your bike, or she might want to sit on your bike. Right. Aaron wouldn't mind that at all. Aaron says, I just ride on others. I hear you. And Lady B says, Jake, that's right. It is. Cowboys 8-panel. How you doing, darling? Long time no see. Nice to see you.
Hi, Cowboys.
Aaron says, doubt it, Debbie. Or I doubt it, Debbie. Amy says, I still have my Harley for sale. Yeah, there you go. You can get you a Harley Davidson. Probably a reasonable price. And if I had it, Amy, I'd buy it from you, but I don't have it. Fab Daddy says, and you use Imperial tools to fix. Don't ride a BMW unless you have metric tools, right? Yeah, I have a teardrop-shaped toolbox. It's about that big and about that deep, made out of metal, and I can actually bolt it onto my bike if I wanted to. And every tool that bike requires is in that thing. The only thing that don't fit in it are the tools required to take a tire off. You know what I mean? The tire tools. But I have those. But chances of needing one of those on the side of the road are slim anyway. But I can take that entire bike apart with what's in that little toolbox. And I also decided when I bought it that if anybody's going to work on it, it'd be me. So I've learned everything that needed to be done to that bike. Ever since I've owned it, I've done everything to it that it needed. And as a process, I've learned every part of that bike. Aaron says, your Harley looks so cool, Amy. It's a nice bike. Lady B says, I thought we were paying superbly. Yeah, no. I haven't worked out all of the logistics yet, but I'm sure there'll be a little bit involved. But for the most part, I want to make it affordable and fun for everybody and get something out of it, not just a meeting. So what I'm thinking, I'll tell you what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about renting a facility and bringing the band down for a weekend and doing 2 shows and a meet and greet and a cookout for both nights. And that'll be what it's all about. So that way everybody can get together and mingle. Everybody can get together and eat. And there'll be entertainment. So that's what I'm looking at. But I have to get everything lined up first. And it's not as simple as just agreeing to do it. There has to be a facility. There has to be bathrooms. There has to be water. There has to be food and the things to cook food with. There has to be parking and you know, the whole 9 yards. Protection, not just for you, but for me too. What is the money raising for all of that? Aaron says, I had all the tools for my Ducati. Right on. Lady B says, are we camping? Probably. It'll probably be something like that. Amy says, it needs to be a lot of TLC. Yes. Oh, it needs a lot of TLC. She's talking about her Harley. It needs a lot of tender love and care. Yes, it does. And you can see that from the photographs. But a Harley Davidson runs, it runs. Aaron says, just like us, Amy. Right on. And Lady B says, let's come up with a centralized location and head count. That's what I'm working on. Lady B says, anything I do on phone calls, let me know. All right? When we get to that part, I will let everybody know, and it will be all of us making the decision. So, but first I got to get everything lined up and get everything figured out and logistics of it all and, find a place All that's got to happen first. So let me get that done, and then I'll get to talking about it with everybody, and we'll figure out how we're going to do it. And Amy says, basic living expenses for the host. It's not free to stream. Right on. Fab Daddy says, not it. Count me out. Count you out for what? What are you talking about?
The trip.
Oh, you don't want to come hang out with us?
He don't want to play a guitar around a campfire.
Lady B says, sounds great. Amy says, I misread the context of the discussion. Don't mind me. Aaron says, I'm sitting next to Amy at the cookout. And Linda says, I'm in, and I'm hoping Amy is in with me. Right, girl? Definitely. And Lady B says, can we tell everybody where we're from? I'm curious. Again. Mostly the East Coast, some in the West Coast, and some in other countries. And Debbie says, my idea of camping is a motel room without room service. Right on. Lady B says, Alabama. And Amy says, yep. And Fab Daddy says, is it a BYOB? No, Fab Daddy. No, if I put it on, everything will be provided for the guests. That's why it's going to take some time to set it up. But you can bring your own bottle if you want to.
And BYOW.
Yeah. Amy says, yep, Linda. And Fab Daddy says, I don't travel. I can't afford it. Well, you'll miss out then. Aaron says, I'll bring a bottle, Fab. I don't drink much, but I'll bring one. Right on. Fab Daddy says, I am from my mama. Fab Daddy wants to make it emphatically clear that he doesn't want to be part of our little club. He just wants to eavesdrop for free. And that's fine. Aaron says, oh, Amanda, remember the thing I asked you about? That wasn't ominous at all.
I mean, I don't know. There's been a few things you've asked me about.
Amy says, Indiana. North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Aaron says, Florida. Pennsylvania for Linda and Walter. New Hampshire, or something like that.
Pennsylvania and Jersey.
Jersey. That's it. Jersey.
Jersey.
Monkey Jew says, make it happen in Florida, and I'm in. It'll probably be close to Florida. It'll probably be somewhere in the middle. Hey, Monkey Juice, how you doing, buddy?
Hi, Monkey.
Linda Davis says, Pennsylvania. But see, what I'm doing is, first I got to figure out where, and then accommodate everybody. So whether it be a camping, like an RV type situation, or motels, or something like that, I got to figure out how to do that. I got to get food and drinks and all of that sort of accommodations, and make sure there's a bathroom there and that sort of thing. Might do it at a venue. Might find a motel that has a venue, which would be even better. Make sure that the rooms are available and all of that. Then I'm going to bring my band down and put on a show. 2 days. Be like a weekend thing. So there'll be 2 shows, 2 cookouts, 2 meet and greets where everybody's mingling. And then I mingle with everybody. Be opportunity for whatever you want. Jokes, photo shoots, sitting around a campfire playing a guitar. Whatever you want. We'll make it happen. But I also have to provide security. Not just for you guys, but for me too. Because some of you guys are wackos.
And I do know that there's a few places around that have campsites with like little cabins and
cabins.
stuff like that. So, I mean, that's kind of...
I got one place that's perfect, but it's here where I live. And that ain't going to be fair. So there's a bunch of cabins that are like, the guy built a bunch of cabins. They each got 2 beds in them. It's off-grid living kind of stuff. That would have been perfect, but that's here. So there's got to be a place like that closer towards the middle. Or State Park, yep. Monkey says, Aaron says, Monkey, it will be central for everybody. Right, that's what I'm looking for. And Linda says, Walter's in New Jersey. I'm in Pennsylvania. Got it. Lady B says, Jake, got an idea? Tennessee or Georgia? Somewhere. I hadn't figured it out yet. Fab Daddy says, Oroville, California. Yep. That is not close to any big city. Done with city life. Good. The further away you can get from a city, the better you'll be, Fab Daddy. And Aaron says, the surprise. And Lady B says, or State Park. Yep. Something like that. We'll figure it out. I am looking. Amy says, my RV is not mobile. That's all right. We'll figure it out. And Lady B says, security? Yes, security. You don't think I'm just going to walk into a room full of people I've never met before and just avail myself, do you?
Or right up there with all that money and equipment.
Right. Or let you walk into a room that you've never met anybody there. See what I'm saying? It ain't just for me, it's for you too. I'll have my own security, but there'll be security there for everybody else also. And Monkey Juice says, Fab Daddy in California? Yep. And Fab Daddy says, yes. And Amy says, nobody said life was fair, right? Lady B says, wackos who, Jake? If I knew who, I wouldn't need security. Fab Daddy says, Amanda is doing pat downs.
You wish,
You
Fab.
wish, yeah. No. Well, if we get it done, there'll be at least 50 people. At least. I'm not going to do it unless we get at least 50 people. And then it'll be a good time at a private event that is well covered and everybody can relax and have a good time and enjoy each other's company and have a good time with the show and get to meet me and all that good stuff. That's the least of it all. Lady B says, message retracted. I can't read it if you retract it. Ladina says, Amy, girls trip. Right on. We'll make it happen. And Debbie says, yes, Lady B. Jake needs security from people that will sneak in after midnight while he is sleeping and sniff his feet. I'm not saying I would do it, but yeah, see? Wackos, there you go. Lady B says, Lamau, Debbie.
Debbie, is that before or after you put pickle juice on them?
Monkey Juice says, metal detectors. Nah, no metal detectors. Not unless you want to look on the crowns for something. Amy says, LOL, Debbie. No, it's a good practice anytime you have a bunch of people coming from, I don't know what you're bringing. You might be bringing money with you or whatever. Don't you want to know you're safe? I wouldn't feel comfortable inviting you unless I knew you were safe.
Well, now they passed a law where concealed carry can carry across state lines, so everybody
Right on.
that can conceal carry can conceal carry.
Roll Tide, God darn it. Amy says, LOL, Debbie. And Aaron says, I'm bringing a pew, hate to tell you. Me too. It'll probably be on my hip, like it always is. Can I bring crabs? Says Fab Daddy. I mean, if you can keep them in a cage. Or your pants. Monkey Juice says, yep, some kind of security is always good. Absolutely. And also bathrooms would be a nice touch. And Debbie says, that would be during the pickle juice bath, Amanda.
Oh. Okay. Does that mean we're going to drink the bath water afterwards?
Lady B says, y'all forgive me, I'm a little naive and love everyone. CC. But I don't need security. I was thinking campfire and roasting marshmallows. Well, Lady B, it's all right that you're a little naive and that's fine. but I'm a public figure and I can't just be at a campfire with roasting marshmallows. I would be in considerable danger. It doesn't work like that. If you want me to do a meet and greet, it has to be proper and legal. I'm bringing lots of people into a place to do a thing, which is going to be more than one day's worth of thing doing, worth the money, as it were. Yeah, there needs to be security and other things. And I'm not just some yahoo from North Carolina. People do know who I am. Linda says, I think you and Amanda are pretty much in the middle of us on the East Coast. We are, but there's a lot of people. So, Amy says, crab boil. I've never thought about a crab boil. That'd be weird.
Especially if you don't eat crab.
Fab Daddy says, Jake ever worn a coonskin cap? He reminds me of Davy Crockett. Why, yes, I have. And I killed it. Debbie says, we can drink the bath water afterwards after we add tequila. The pickle bath. Got it.
You know, we're going to give you a bath of pickle juice and then smell your feet. And then drink your pickle water.
So, yeah, I'm bringing security. That's what I'm saying. Hilarious.
Don't lie. You would lay there and like it.
Probably so. It's all good, though. And it's something I want to do, but I want to make sure that everybody has a good time and that there's enough people there to have a good time. Not to mention the threatening emails Jake gets. Right. Yeah, the minute I put in public that I'm going to be somewhere, you can bet somebody's going to show up that wants to start trouble. That's just the way it is. Monkey Juice says, mini Woodstock would be cool. Exactly. That's the thought. That's the idea. Debbie says, I'll eat anything that won't eat me first, and in some cases, I'll consider that. Right on. I was thinking about, doing a pig picking and then having like a vegetarian option in case we have people that don't eat meat. And just make it like a good old down-home get-together. Like one of those things you'd go to a biker event or something like that. Might invite some biker friends or whatever.
Now, I have been to some wild biker parties.
As have I. I've played those parties, so yeah. Amy says, I'll need time to save up for it too. Well, there's going to be plenty of time because this is an event. It has to be planned. And Lady B says, I am in. Excellent. And Fab Daddy says, can we join hands and sing Kumbaya around the fire pit? I mean, if you want to, sure. Aaron says, yes, Amy. But if I'm there, nobody will touch Jake. Thank you. It is a little early, but the makings of it is a good idea, and I think we can pull it off. Lady B says, all I beg is, Jake, please don't have during hot weather, please. Well, it'll probably be in the fall or the spring or something like that. It probably won't be in the dead of summer, but,
Warm days and cool nights.
Aaron says, but we can avoid the drama. Right on. Yeah, we don't need no drama. That's the whole reason for planning it out. And Lady B says, thank you. My pleasure. All right. It is 10:31 and time for me to turn into a pumpkin. I've had a great time tonight. I hope you guys have had a good time, too, for a Wednesday night. Pretty cool. Enjoyable. Something to think about. And something to put on the calendar for the middle of next year. Something like that. I love you guys with all my heart. I do. Have a great night. And I'll see you guys Friday night for a little chill stream action And Monkey Juice says May, June, September, October. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, not dead of winter, not middle of summer, somewhere in the middle. Like just before Halloween or something like that. Yeah. Amy says, everyone fend for yourselves. Aaron has Jake 6. Right on. Fab Daddy says, I don't have my real ID, and that's the reason I ain't coming. Well, believe me, buddy, if you wanted to come, we'd make sure you got there. Linda says, everyone that is up for this should send Jake their email address so Amanda can put together a group email so that the details don't have to be out in public. That was one of the things I was thinking about. And that's a great idea. Debbie says, well, shoot. Now I will have to tie up Aaron before it gets to Jake. Before I get to Jake. Oops, I didn't type that out loud. Cowboy says 2026. Yeah. Probably the middle of next year, yeah. Amy says, love y'all. See you next time. And Lady B says, y'all got mine, Amanda. We do. All right. Have a great night, everybody. God bless you all. Thank you for being here. I love you, true. Don't forget to share this video with somebody you love. Be a pro. Share the show with everyone you know. And hit that Cash App, $Jake Johnson Band if you can. Have a great night. God bless you all. Thanks for watching.
Night, y'all.